Aqua is a useless goddess, there I made the funny meme. But on a serious note, she is way more than just some joke character and is a lot more deep and nuanced than she may first appear. And before someone comments it, yes I know the title is similar to Shuck's video, but I've already used this naming convention for the other videos in the series, which you should definitely check out, so what are you going to do about it? Basically, Aqua is a useless goddess, but not necessarily a pointless one. Yes, Aqua is a goddess, meaning she is pure and beautiful. I mean, she is even said in the light novel to be the most attractive of the three main girls, though I might disagree with that. And as a goddess, she is very kind, seeing the best in everyone and absolutely hating the undead. And this all-loving part of her personality is to me one of her most endearing traits. She will happily side with a monster if she thinks it's cute or feels sorry for it, and unless something is undead, it takes a lot for it to get on Aqua's bad side. Though with that said, even if you happen to be undead, Aqua may still warm up to you, as shown by Wiz, as although Aqua may go on about not liking her, let's be real, Wiz is probably Aqua's best friend outside of the main party by a long shot. She does have a bit of a god complex about her role as a goddess, proclaiming people call her Samar and acting all cocky anytime she does anything remotely useful. However, as soon as she is shot down, she does seem to go back on this quite a bit. However, Aqua's pride in being a goddess is still nothing to scoff at, and although Aqua does seem like an attention whore, which she is, this may be down to a feeling of insecurity, as well she is meant to be a mighty water goddess, but gets called either a useless goddess or a goddess at toilets pretty much on the daily. And considering how easily Aqua is made to cry, it's no small stretch to say that a lot of the time she does feel useless, and that the reason she loves the attention and being worshipped is because she is trying to validate her own position as a goddess and trying to convince herself that she is a great person worthy of praise and not a useless person only good for cleaning the bathwater with purification magic. Which is why she is so protective of her followers who validate her existence, but also why she was so bummed out at the end of season 2 when they didn't believe her identity, as well the only people who do worship her weren't worshipping her. Also late in the light novel, another archpriest rocks up to Axel and completely outdoes Aqua in all regards, making said goddess pretty depressed and sad. So once again she relies on the opinions and the praise of others to keep her from being the big sad. In a way, Aqua is quite a tragic character. She has the mighty title of goddess, but no one takes her seriously and passes off her godly proclamations as her just being stupid. She is talented at many things, but is useless most of the time, and as a result has her self-esteem crushed. Therefore, when she does get praise, she starts to feel like she really is a goddess, and her weakened self-esteem heals up just a bit, only to be crushed again when she mucks up again. In simple terms, she feels useless unless someone is praising her and is completely reliant on others' opinions when it comes to her own emotional stability. As I've said numerous times on this channel, Konosuba is a character piece showing flawed and real feeling characters, and Aqua is again a brilliant example of this. A flawed person who acts in an irritating, but let's be real, kind of relatable way. She may be a goddess in title, but at heart she's just a person trying to find self-assurance through the words of others, and they don't get much more human than that. Strangely enough, some of the time Aqua is quite reliable, and other times she is even useful. However, in most scenarios she is reliable and useful when it comes to things that don't really matter. Due to being called a useless goddess so often, and due to being very stupid, at times she really does forget how talented she is, and in extreme examples kind of forgets she's a goddess to start with. I mean, if you look at her skills, she really is OP. Her skills at arts and craft is blimmin' amazing, with her making a realistic figure of Megumin from scratch. Damn, talking about Megumin figures kinda makes me want to buy another one anyway. Moving on. Her party tricks are, let's be honest, pretty amazing, and by the end of the series, she is performing magic tricks that are said to be even more impressive than high level spells. However, as it is Aqua we're talking about, she of course can't apply these skills to anything useful. I mean, even when she uses it for magic shows, it ain't always good, as well if she makes something vanish for a trick, it ain't coming back. She's also very good at manual labour, shown both by how her and Kazuma were contractors before adventurers, but also by this brilliant quote from volume 9. Under Aqua's command, the walls of the fortress were repaired to the extent that they were decorated with ornaments. All said and done, the walls were sturdier than when we arrived. Yes, Aqua was so good at wall repair that she made the fortress walls, which are being bombarded by explosion magic every day, even stronger. Overall, Aqua is very competent and a reliable person when the stakes are low, and useless any other time. Well, that is what you expected me to say, as actually no, when push comes to shove, she is useful. I mean, rewatch the Season 1 finale, or the Season 2 finale, or the end of Legend of Crimson. In every case, if it wasn't for Aqua, the party would have lost. As well, she is a vital part of the party, a party whose members individually are each useless but together are useful. As come on, Darkness can't hit anything, Megumi can only use one spell a day, and Kazuma's stats are so weak. Even if he uses high level spells, it's completely pitiful. So don't be so hard on the useless goddess, as there is also a useless neat, joke magician and masochistic crusader who deserve to be made fun of just as much. Look, there is no way to get around it. Aqua is very stupid, or more accurately, she lacks the mental capacity to exercise any knowledge she has. As well, to be honest, when it comes to useless information, she's quite well informed. As well, let me just read you a line of dialogue, unaltered, that Aqua says in the light novel. Then did you actually know about this? Even though the pink shell Mimarian has the word shell in its name, it's actually a relative of the sea anemone. In an emergency, it will twist its body in an imitation of a conical shell, and drill its way through the water at high speeds. But you probably don't know what drill is, right? And if you're wondering, even in the context of the scene, this is still treated as absolute nonsense. So Aqua does know stuff, but she just is too gullible and or oblivious to put any smarts she has to good use. And also don't forget that she canonically has a stupidly low intelligence stat, so yes, she is the big dumb. Aqua's low intelligence is a big factor into her obliviousness and gullibility, which I guess are two of her most major flaws as a person. As well, due to being really gullible, she can't tell when people are lying or deceiving her, and due to being oblivious, often makes situations a hell of a lot worse by opening her damn mouth. However, being dumb, being oblivious and being gullible are all important reasons of why Aqua is just so lovable. So before we move on to the next part of the video, how about I list some of Aqua's dumbest moments from throughout the series. 3, 2, 1, let's go. She raised the chicken thinking it was a dragon. She turned the tea into water. She turned the soy sauce into water. She dropped a coin she was going to buy ice cream with down the drain and cried. She turned the tea into water. She ran away from home. She purified all the hot springs into hot water. She turned the tea into water. She actually lied to Kazuma and was just pouring him water straight out of the tap, not tea. Wait a minute, that ain't dumb. I guess I was wrong. Aqua's brain size is mega. We cannot talk about Aqua without at least mentioning the Axis cult, a load of weirdos that are feared even by the forces of the Demon King. Why? Because they are nutcases. They spend half their time relaxing and the other half indoctrinating people into joining the cult or trashing the Eris cult. As far as followers go, they are brilliant, but as people, not so much. I mean, good old Archpriest Zesta is even more horny than Kazuma, and at one point a bloody manticore ran away from him out of fear he would love it too much. However, the Axis cult is good for one thing, teaching us all about Aqua, as the practices of the cult all align with Aqua's own beliefs, and kinda boil down to worshipping Aqua as the one above all and dissing everyone else. Which again fits with Aqua's dependency on praise and her despair at others getting attention quite well. Aqua is empowered by her cult literally, which represents her own emotional stability, being kept stable and strong by other people's support. The Axis cult also believes in loving everyone and everything, a bit too much in Zesta's case though, and this again aligns with Aqua's tendency to see the good in all people, though that may not be due to love in her case and more due to her being dumb and gullible. The Axis cult serves in the story as a physical representation of Aqua's ego and weak mental fortitude, as well as how plain stupid and nonsensical she is. Also, have you heard some of the Axis cult's mottos? They are plain stupid, like really, here I'll read you some. The Axis cult can get things done, and because you can get things done, even if it doesn't go well, it's not your fault. It's society's fault that things don't work out. You can run away from unpleasant things, that doesn't mean you've lost, because as they say, sometimes running away is winning. The answer you come to after being in doubt is usually something you regret no matter what you choose. If you're going to regret it anyway, do whatever's easiest for you in the moment. See, stupid, though I guess a few are quite nice actually, like do not fear growing old, and not even God knows whether you'll be happy in the future, so you should at least be happy now. So maybe I have misunderstood the cult all along. They may be stupid and nonsensical, but they do care for people and want everyone to be happy. They must just be ill-informed, but well-meaning, and highly emotional when people don't agree with them and show their goddess praise. Which is a bit like Aqua-sama herself. Aqua is a team player, she is the healer of the party after all. And at that, she's pretty useful. I mean, think about all the times Kazuma has kicked the bucket. Yeah, Aqua was the person to save him from death all those times. She is also great at buffs, with her performance buff enabling people to perfectly mimic someone's voice, which actually turns out to be way more useful in the story than it may sound. But apart from skills, she is also a trusted friend who loves her companions a hell of a lot. I mean, she doesn't insult darkness for being an Eris cultist, so that's something. But let's be real, Aqua really does love her friends and seems to enjoy nothing more than hanging around at the party. She helps Megumin do explosion runs when Kazuma refuses, she will go with Aqua to do kill quests if there is a big reward, and will spend all day lounging around and drinking with Kazuma. She is carefree and caring to the fullest extent. However, the person in the party she has the biggest bond with is without a doubt Kazuma. I mean, they are partners in crime, after all, both set on the mission of killing the Demon King. And Aqua relies on Kazuma to get stronger and kick ass, as well if he don't defeat the Demon King, she can't go home, and obviously she relies on him for other things like giving her an allowance, which shows that although she does moan at Kazuma a lot, at least she values his money. And funny enough, they are complete opposites. Aqua is dumb and Kazuma is crafty. Aqua has high stats, Kazuma does not. Aqua is unlucky, Kazuma is lucky. Aqua doesn't realise how potent her skills really are. Kazuma uses even weak spells to their fullest extent. One spends all their money immediately, the other amasses it into a fortune. So yeah, they are opposites, but that is why they complement each other so much. They lack what each other has, and so are the perfect pair of useless adventurers. Major plot spoilers for the light novel, as I will be flat out discussing the end of the series, so please if you are anime only, skip to this time here. Okay, anime onlys are gone, so let's get down to some juicy endgame stuff. Aqua is instrumental in defeating the Demon King, being the one to steal his power so Kazuma could 1v1 him and not die immediately. And another thing that plays into her being called useless so much she forgets her own power is that she forgot she could steal the Demon King. Great work, Aqua. And if not for Aqua, Kazuma probably would have died in the fight with the Demon King, and at one point he almost does, only to be saved by the friendship charm Megumin made him, which contained Aqua's hair. So by complete accident, Aqua saved Kazuma. But do remember that Aqua is technically his cheat. At the end of the day, protecting him from death countless times, if only by, resurrecting him once he's already kicked the bucket. And whether Kazuma appreciated it or not, she did help him in achieving his goal and becoming the hero that slayed the Demon King. And one other thing I wanted to say earlier but didn't because it was a spoiler is that the reason Aqua ran away from home to fight the Demon King and the reason she wanted to go back to heaven so bad was again due to her feeling insecure and not feeling she was a worthy goddess if she didn't return to heaven. But that's just my interpretation of the scene. I like Aqua a hell of a lot. Look, I even have this Aqua figure. Psych, it's not an Aqua figure, it's Amelia wearing Aqua's clothes. You have been had. But that aside, I really do like Aqua. She is just wholesome, cute, and damn entertaining. I don't relate to her nearly as much as I do with Kazuma and Megumin, but I can understand having insecurities about the way others see you, and for that I really do appreciate Aqua for more than just a useless goddess who cries a lot. She is a lazy ass alcoholic, which I can get behind, and is just a plain joy to watch. Which is probably something I can say about all the Konosuba's cast actually, but don't tell Aqua that, she might cry if she finds out I don't think she is the one above all. In conclusion, Aqua is an emotional goddess who needs the praise of others to feel good about herself, due to the constant harassment she is given by Kazuma for being played old and useless. She sees the good in people due to being stupid, but is genuinely kind and does want to make people, Eris cultures excluded, happy. She is just a fun character who I love just like Konosuba from the bottom of my heart. So there was the third video in the Konosuba character analysis series. Next up is Darkness, who will be the last character in this series, though I do have some smaller analyses planned in the future for some of my other favourite characters like Veneer, so stay tuned for those as well. Comment of the week comes from Hikari Kage, thanks for the support. If you have any opinions on Aqua or Konosuba as a whole, then tell me in the comment section below, and if you have a suggestion for a future video, then again the comment section is funny enough down below. Also don't forget to check out my Twitter at SethTheS for channel updates and just general chatter, or my Instagram at SethTheSin_cosplay to see my cosplays or random anime merchandise. So with all that said and done, I've been Seth the Sin, the Deadly Sin of Geek, and I am signing out. Stay safe everyone.